on my son, because this guy captained Jorginho. I mean, what an absolute genius move.
That's actually my brother-in-law. That's a shout out to Mason. He listens to the poddy each week, and he was down in the Costa del Claxon with me over the weekend, and look at him. He's just taken me, the cheeky bugger. But well done, Mace.
Nice one. Congrats, mate. We'll have to get Pellis off the poddy if you keep this up. We have to do a substitution, mate. I mean, what on earth was he doing captaining Jorginho? Is that a mistake, was it?
Stroke of genius.
He must have forgot to hit save.
He also triple captained Salah on the opening day of the season as well. So wow. he's had a few good
That's
shouts
his luck for the season, is it? Well, that's very good.
Could be the one to watch.
Could be a one to watch. He's got a good team. Well done to him. And then going down to the bottom of the table, we've got Salad Cream, who is last. But in defence for Salad Cream, they've only actually played one game week. So a bit unfair, really.
And he's still above Ross.
Scraping my way up.
Creepo. We got Creepo fellas in the league at the bottom league. Kick them out. All right, so that's the podcast team and how it's done. I'm going to have to activate that Wildy. We'll have to try and get ourselves back up the table. Leaves only really one thing for the podcast today, Sean, and there's many to choose from a flop side. It's one Klopp, one flop. Over to you.
I'm going to be sparing to the lot of us this week, and I'm a contender for the flop as well. But I think I'll be sparing and save us all from the embarrassment. But Klopp of the week, I think, it has to be none other than the great defeaters of Jurgen Klopp, right? Aston Villa to score 7 goals against the Premier League champions, a team that have only lost 4 Premiership games in the last 2 years. Is fantastic for them, right? And it's what they deserve after, I guess, the ups and downs of the last couple of seasons. I think that's a good reward for them.
Do we go rush out and buy Ollie Watkins?
No, I'm not getting it.
You can, mate. That's not how it goes.
He looked good. I know it was a one-off with Liverpool, but he looked like a good player. He was linking up with Grealish. He
took his chances well.
He actually hit the bar as well, didn't he? He could have had 4.
He could have scored 4 or 5, to be honest. Yeah, 4 or 5. He should have scored a couple more, but he looks good. Looks strong on the ball as well. Can hold the ball up.
I'm sure for all Villa fans, the highlight of the week will be winning the Klopp Award here, and not just winning the match, but that's a prestigious award that they take away. The flop of the week on the other end, I should say, it's difficult, right? Is it Liverpool? Is that too obvious? Is it Man U? For the second week in a row, is it them? I'm actually going to go to the other side of Manchester and try to work out what's happening at City. What's happening with them? And they're going to be my flop of the week. I think it's just so lackluster, so little points. Everyone has so big expectations for them. Even Liverpool scored more points than them this week, right? And they got beat 7-2. So the fact that they could manage a 1-1 draw with Leeds and really none of the big players really shined or got any big points, I'm going to make them the flop. Again, get your finger up, Man City.
Well, you've spared us all there. I think, City need to turn it on. But I thought that was coming my way with the 3 -1s. But then obviously NVD, you're up there with what you've done to that poddy team. Courtesy of Pellers, I guess. But
there you go. It just shows you in FPL what one player can do.
But I think the message for the fans out there, though, from this week is, don't panic. Keep calm. It's going to change. We've had 2 of the most weirdest game weeks I've ever known. Game week 3 was weird. Game week 4 was so bizarre. But collectively, I think we think it's going to change.
Maybe this is just a thing to come, though. Maybe this is COVID. This is the effects of COVID coming through, and it's going to
and no fans
the rest of the season. No fans in the stadium. There's so many things that's going on now.
I mean, if it does keep up like this, I want a wild card for every week because I need to change the team constantly. You just can't get any consistency.
Everybody's just going to end the league on minus points.
Yeah, it was such a short gap between last season and this season as well. So they've not some players.
It's so weird, right? Because it's changed so much. Like the teams that were doing okay towards the end of last season have just completely flipped. It's beyond belief. But the new title is trying to get the least number of points. So captain, he streaks ahead there.
Do you think the players look comfortable now playing without fans? I think watching it on TV, you start to forget that there were fans there, right? It starts to become more and more normal. And do you think that's the players are like that, or do you think they're still a bit lost?
I mean, if you're talking about the Man United players, they were all lost because they just didn't even try.
They were like walking around with compasses. They didn't seem to know where they were.
But that's the thing, though, right? I mean, you go a couple of goals down with a crowd behind you, it can make a stellar difference. If you haven't got that and you just got,
yeah, that's a fair point.
The physio shouting from the stands, it's not going to do anything for you. But on the flip side of it, it makes the Premier League extremely exciting because it might not just end up a 1 or 2 horse race. It could just be quite close amongst, I don't know, potentially the top 4, if not top 6 teams, whoever that may be.
Yeah, we've got more penalties this season as well.
Crazy amount.
Just fire at the defenders and see the ricochets happen, and just the penalties fly. I think that's going to be a lot of what a lot of teams are going to be doing this season as well.
Well, with all that excitement, gents, that does bring us to the end of today's show. Listeners, as I mentioned earlier, you will be able to catch, after we release this on Thursday, an episode with FPL Joe, our fan focus segment. And then we'll be back next week where you will find a nice recording of Game Week 5 preview from us guys here. If you want to get in touch with us before then, please do hit us up on Twitter at LeftBackFPL. And thank you to everyone that is following us on Twitter. We really do appreciate it. If you want to get us on Reddit at LeftBackFPL, you can even send us an email, leftinthechangingroom@gmail.com. And Patrick Vieira, you've been making some enhancements to the website. How do people get there?
It's quite simple, leftbackfpl.com.
That's right. Type it into that bar, leftbackfpl.com. Come see us. And we will see you guys. Well, we won't, but we'll speak to you next week.
Hey!